Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, April 19th, 2024. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Before we get to the charts, I do want to remind you that next week we are beginning our PivotBoss Masters live training. We have 1 week of live training based on the Camarilla equation and our new Camarilla Pivots Indicator and signals. You can go to pivotbossmasters.com/profits to learn more here and see the schedule of events for next week. All of these will be recorded and posted same day and added to our PivotBoss Masters dashboard, where we have a ton of hours of on-demand content on core training, proprietary training, and we also include all of our PivotBoss proprietary indicators and tools for a multitude of platforms, including NinjaTrader 8, Thinkorswim, and more. So again, this is a completely 100% money-back guarantee opportunity here. You can get instant access from this page at pivotbossmasters.com/profits. Again, next week we are going to be using the Camarilla equation to find and trade high-quality opportunities in the market. This is exciting training here, and if you're a PivotBoss Masters member, it is included with your membership at no additional cost. If you're not yet a member, pay once, and all future training is also included for you. All right, let's take a look here at the market. Big time movement in overnight trading. Huge sell-off in overnight trading on news that Israel retaliated against Iran. We've had a subsequent major bounce back to the sell-off point after, I guess, no real damage was reported here, thus leaving a major tail, a huge wick reversal tail. And usually this would be a huge buying opportunity, but again, given the geopolitical events that continue to happen here, we could continue to see a risk-off style approach. Not sure if this is going to be a buying opportunity that leads to a massive bounce, but we did complete some of the targets that we mentioned before. 5,000 was hit, and we got just close to the 49.13 half FOMC key level below. We got to 49.63 half before turning around. This is going to be a tough one here to see how this one responds here in RTH trading. Do we see a further bounce into the previous session's range, or do we begin to falter and fall back below here on a risk-off position heading into the weekend? Again, when you have a nice rejection tail of this magnitude, there can be a bounce of some degree. And in a downtrending market or in a bear market here, there can be some pretty fierce rallies that happen. Those rallies could be trap opportunities for another round of weakness. Perhaps the 48.50 level down below could be the next major area to target down below. If we take a look here at the NQ, similar sell-off and reversal, similar rejection. We've been talking about the 17.2 level for a while as a downside target, the CLVN in that zone right there, and we reached it. 17.181.75 the low, a big sign turnaround, and we're now back above the previous session's low and close. A massive turnaround. Again, is this going to be a turnaround that leads to a bounce over the next several days, or do we see this turnaround fizzle out by the end of the session? If we close today below the day's midpoint, it could suggest more weakness up ahead as we head into next week's trading. But to finish this day into the previous session's range, especially if we finish this thing above the previous session's mid, that would be quite the bullish rejection, and we could be looking at some magnitude of bounce up ahead. Alright, now taking a look here at crude oil. This one perhaps had the most significant move of all of them. Last night, this thing had a massive rally that took it right back to the 85.50 level, and this is after price had developed a squat bar in the previous session. That squat bar developing right off of the lower boundary of this channeling price action right here. And we even mentioned that yesterday a retest back at 85.50 could be in play, which is the previous week's close price, and it kind of did it all in one fell swoop on the news, and then proceeded to fall right back, not only back to the previous close, but become an outside day, virtually getting to the previous session's low. So massive turnaround, a major failed new high right now developing. Again, is this going to lead to a short-term continuation to the downside? A failure at 880 right here could be an indication of more weakness to come, but staying above 80 would keep this train kind of between 80 and 90 for now. Looking at gold futures, this one also popped and dropped. Big time push to the upside. We got as high as 24.33 and then turned back around, stop run in effect with a big push to the upside. Again, naturally all these markets turned around and we're now back in the range. Again, even with these tails up here, not anticipating some sort of sell-off or meltdown, this market remains extremely bullish. A high intensity uptrend right now with a likely range-bound market here that helps to develop some price action up here, some market structure, some digestion ahead of the next continuation to the upside. So even if we pull back a little bit here, any pullback could be seen as a buying opportunity into 23.50 as this market continues to work toward 24.80. All right, now taking a look here at the YM. YM also experienced a tremendous move. Now, unfortunately, this all happened in overnight and pre-market price action here. On a 2-day range basis, we were looking for about 800 to 1,000 points of range. On that failed new high right there, it offered a huge opportunity to sell it yesterday morning. We actually did in the room. And with this meltdown to the downside, 37,463 was reached. And that right there is a range of 854 points on a 2-day range basis. Again, we were looking for 800 to 1,000 points of range over the next 2 to 3 days. Again, all happening kind of at once and then bouncing back. So again, kind of tough to see here if this bounce here is the real deal. Obviously it is to get it back the other way, but is it going to lead to some sort of swing push to the upside, unlike anything we've seen so far this month? It's been very bearish. So again, how we finish the day is going to be very important. Do we finish it adding to the current totals of the day, pushing through and maybe finishing somewhere north of 38,250, or do we fizzle out and fail and close somewhere below 37,750? If we start closing below the day's midpoint, that could be an indication of further weakness down the road. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out here heading into the weekend. Happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, next week is PivotBoss Masters week. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.